The internet is a crazy place. Sometimes people just post something and they think it's just going to go way over the rolls of the tides and nobody's going to even see it, and their little joke or jab or white lie or whatever they said to get their attention and views will go unnoticed. But this one did not go unnoticed. This has now been talked about by everyone that I can follow on social media. Everyone is talking about this situation. And I think it's a bunch of BS. Like, another totally unnecessary story that just does not need to be talked about. And yet it is being brought to light. I feel like I'm listening to some other family's drama that I normally would be totally uninterested in hearing. I don't care. It's like your business. You go ahead and handle that on your own. Hopefully everything's all right in the end and we can all move on and be happy, right? But in this case, it was heard by the thousands, the masses of Twitter and TikTok and YouTube. And now we get to dissect it for our own pleasure. All right, this is the original video that the daughter Maddie posted that got the whole ball rolling.
What's a piece of trauma that you have that's funny? It has to actually be funny. I'll go first. My dad abandoned my family when I was 5 years old. That is a wife and 4 kids. He abandoned us and then pursued amateur breakdancing. And he got really good. He like blew up. Like he became like a D-list celebrity status, like viral breakdancer. He became like the oldest actively competing breakdancer in the world. Then he got on Good Morning America and talk shows, and Washington Post wrote about him, and he went super viral, and he did all these interviews, and he danced with Paula Abdul. Here, I'll show you.
To see, take a look at this 60-year-old breakdance. I tell you what, he is winning over a lot of people on the internet. Yes. He really is.
What is this story? What am I watching?
This guy wouldn't pay my medical bills. The worst part, damn it, he's good. He should not be able to move his body like that. It's like impossible. It's beautiful. Hey, Dad. Like there was no split custody or anything. Like he just like left 4 kids to do that. He may not have paid for some of my medical bills growing up, but he did give me this breakdancing merchandise. So that's him. He's on his head. Benihana is his b-boy name because his name is Ben Hart. You know,
that's pretty cool.
Like this.
He's got
Happy
merch.
Birthday, question mark, and then like links to his breakdancing videos.
So a lot of this is real trauma. I mean, we're literally peeking into the divorce and separation of a family unit right now. This is like, feels weird that I'm listening and watching it. Like, I would never post anything like this. And I get that she's laughing at it to deal with that trauma. That's obviously a normal response. But the posting it part, I feel so weird, like watching this. So this is her initial post. She's talking about this thing and she's making it funny and she's posting it. And now her father's about to find out what she posted, and he's going to wake up to all of the nasty comments and the opinions of the masses.
Okay, I wake up at 6 a.m. to do some work. I get my coffee. I sit down. I open my computer. And what am I greeted with? Well, hundreds of comments calling me a deadbeat dad, a child abandoner, and all manner of other insults. So I think, what's this all about? Well, after a few minutes of investigation, I discover that my daughter, Maddie, has made a video about me. She's a screenwriter in Hollywood. She's also a big social media influencer with millions of followers. Some of her videos get millions of views. And this video has tens of millions of views. 1 million likes, 20,000 comments, 40,000 bookmarks, 30,000 reposts. It's just insane. So I thought I'd better watch this video. And frankly, I was pretty chagrined by what I heard, to say the least. But honestly, the more I watch this video, the more I like it. Well, I like about 98% of it. However, I do need to correct a few statements in the video. But first, let's just watch Maddie's 90-second video, and then I'll give you my comments.
He abandoned us and then pursued amateur breakdancing.
Some more context is needed here. Needless to say, I will talk about this in a moment. All right, let's continue with the video.
I mean, again, this just feels so weird that we're peeking into the windows here, and the way he's addressing the audience with the camera, and he's got like a computer in the background, he's reading everything off. Everything sounds so anatomical and robot, and it's just uncomfortable to listen to. I was always told there are 3 sides to every story. Your side, my side, and the truth, right? So we're hearing these 2 sides of the story, and then there's the 3rd side, which is the truth. And the perspective we're not hearing is the wife of the ex-husband that we're listening to right now. I want to know. I mean, I don't want to know any of this BS. Like, it's totally unnecessary. It does not need to be filed into my brain storage. But while we're here, if I'm going to be indulging in this story, I'm going to have to know what her side of the story is as well, because we'll find out later that he's exposing her lies, and then she's going to expose that he stretched the truth a little bit. And this guy, you can tell he's wearing a Bitcoin shirt. He loves money. He's endorsing his business while he's making this response video. Afterwards, he tries to collaborate with his daughter in releasing these response videos to get the most impact on the internet. It just feels so weird.
You know, I'll get texts like this, "Happy birthday?" ? And then like links to his breakdancing video.
That's true.
If you have funny trauma, like actual funny haha trauma, I need to hear it. Thank you.
Okay, in many ways I love this video. And of course, I love my daughter Maddie. And we get along great. At least I think we do. But a few corrections are in order, or at least a few things that need to be put in context. First, I can see that as a 5-year-old, Maddie would see her dad as having abandoned the family. One day I was living there, the next day I wasn't. And that will look like abandonment to a child. But married couples do get divorced about half the time in America. And I was just living a mile or so down the street in LaGrange, Illinois. We just weren't living under the same roof. Now, about not paying medical bills, that's just not correct. Here was the financial arrangement of the divorce. Maddie's mom, my ex-wife, got $2 million at the get-go, out of the gate, a lump sum payment. Plus, I was paying her $18,000 per month in child support and alimony. This was later reduced to $12,000 per month. And of course, I paid health insurance and out-of-pocket medical costs. I also put $600,000 into the kids' college fund. In all, I paid out about $5 million to my ex-wife to cover costs for her and the kids. And this is in 2005 dollars. So add 50% to account for inflation.
So what we're hearing, and I get lost in the sauce and the numbers confuse me, but basically he paid to get out about $5 million, which in today's money is an insane sum. And the idea behind that in her video is she complains about, oh, he didn't pay my medical bills. What we're identifying right there is the lack of communication. He didn't communicate to her what the financial arrangements are. The mother probably didn't communicate to the children what the financial arrangements are. And so it's a lack of communication problem on both ends, where the kids are now seeing this information and they're coming up with the idea that, oh, my dad doesn't care about me. I needed this help right now. And look, he wouldn't even give me the funds that I need. And look at him. He has it. He's a very wealthy, successful guy. So you can understand from her perspective now why she's bitter. She has a lack of information.
In other words, I was not a deadbeat dad at all. And by the way, Maddie did not say that in her video, but a lot of the comments assume that and say that. Now, of course, there was no way for Maddie to know how much I was paying because she was a kid. This wasn't something I talked about. Also, remember that I was living 1 mile down the road from the kids in LaGrange, Illinois. Sidewalks all the way. An easy walk or bike ride. I saw the kids all the time. No abandonment, just a divorce. Was I at fault in the divorce? Yeah, I would say I was about 70% at fault. I own that. Maddie's mom and I were really not compatible in many ways. We were compatible in some ways, but not in other ways. Do I regret marrying Maddie's mom? No, absolutely not. If I had not married Maddie's mom, Maddie and her 3 siblings would not have been born. They would not have existed. The kids have turned out great. Maddie graduated from Northwestern University and is a screenwriter in Hollywood.
We get a little bit of information here about his fatherhood abilities, and we learn that it was his fault. At least he's taken about 70% responsibility for the separation. And they brought up earlier the number 50% of marriages end in divorce these days, which is sadly true. I think just the fact that he's taken a little bit of responsibility, I guess, is admirable, but we definitely should be going for a stronger success rate in our marriages in this country. That's an insane failure rate.
So the kids are doing just fine despite Dad's many shortcomings. One other slight correction, which I hesitate to even bring up because I love the way Maddie did this in her video. I did not abandon the family for breakdancing. I have a career. I'm in the advertising business, built an ad agency. That's how I was able to afford to pay Maddie's mom $5 million. Maddie's mom and I separated in 2004 and divorced in 2005. I took up breakdancing entirely by accident in 2012 as a way to get in shape at the age of 54. I then just kept doing it. I'm now age 66. Now some of you might be wondering, can he still breakdance at age 66? Well, I don't know. Let's see. I'll give it a try. Okay, Maddie, let's see how the old
Don't
man
do
does.
it. You're kidding me. He's about to breakdance. Hey.
The main point is that it's never too late to start breakdancing. I started when I was age 54. I'm now age 66.
That is mad
So there's
impressive.
really no excuse for anyone not to be breakdancing. But the more I watch the video, the more I like it. And her video certainly is true from her perspective, even though a few details are off. No doubt because of what she heard from her mom. And I do think it's a great storyline.
That does
That
happen.
a 54-year-old dude left his family to pursue breakdancing, even if not quite true, factually. But perhaps it speaks to a bigger truth, a truth that is really truer than the actual facts of the matter. This could be a very funny movie plot. So maybe Maddie will make this movie about her 66-year-old breakdancing dad. Also, as I scroll through the 12,000 comments on Maddie's video, I really like most of them. Some are hilarious. Here are a few I'll read at random. In foster care mandated therapy, the therapist told me I had abandonment issues and then stopped showing up to the sessions.
Oh, he's
saw her
reading all
again.
the...
This one's from Bravo. My mom died the week of Mother's Day, and my father died on Father's Day weekend. It's honestly so typical of both of them.
Oh my,
This is from
okay,
Clover.
come on,
My
that's
dad
so
tried to kidnap
funny.
me and ran out of gas while following us.
Oh,
This one's from
no.
Chriselle. I love you, Maddie.
no, dude,
You are
that was
very creative and talented. Keep doing exactly what you're doing.
And that's pretty much all I got for this one. Drop a like. Let me know what you think in the comments. Follow. Hit the notification bell. I do have a Patreon if anyone wants to show some extra support. Other than that, I just really appreciate you guys watching the content, and I will see you in the next one.